the house, sleeping on pallets on the floor, got their little blanket and pillow rolled up in the corner, got some on the couch, all the bedrooms full. One of them might have one of the uncles and aunties that's married, so they got to have their privacy, right? So we all remember that that's over a certain age, but now you can't get two good mothers to get together to help each other because they always worried that the other one trying to get over them. That's the capitalist part of the society we living in. In the capitalist society, everybody's looking for capital gain. That's a financial windfall over somebody else. It's not us against us, it's us against the system. Rage against the machine. But we don't want to confront the machine because individually we helpless to fight the machine, but collectively the machine is helpless to fight us. The machine being aware, those who's programming the machine being aware of this, go always try to make it look like the machine is winning, even when they losing miserably like now. Yeah, like it's the government responsibility to make sure that everybody have running water from a fresh source of water. It's the government responsibility to make sure that the roads are done. It's the government responsibility to provide you with the resources that the collective is deemed to be the curriculum. It is the responsibility of government to ensure that your house have gas now and electricity. The problem is the government has convinced us that paying the bills is normal. It's not normal. The functions of government has been privatized and monetized by outsiders at our expense. So as long as we're not aware that they actually using our value as collateral in the central banking system, and that they hired the IRS as collectors. Go back to the Robin Hood. He was always fighting with the tax collector, right? And what's the theme of Robin Hood? Steal from the rich and give to the poor, right? Right. So his number one enemy is the tax collector. The only reason that you have to pay taxes is because of your national status. You didn't get to determine your own national status, what nation you are in allegiance with, because each one of the tribes is their own individual nation. But they all functioned as tribes on the land in harmony until 1492 when they brought school to our door. Literally, they brought hell to our door. They took our good nature, kind disposition, our lack of greed as making us soft and easy to conquer. And then they was in for a rude awakening in Florida, Louisiana, Haiti, and in Michigan. So the French lose 2 or 3 major countries. They have to go back home. What did they do when they left? They sold the Protectorate Agreement Treaty to the American so-called government. They actually sold it to the Crown of England under the pretense of giving the protectorate rights to the U.S. government. And they used the Lewis and Clark expedition to survey the castles to determine if the royal families of the land was here. We was all fighting the Gullah Wars, and they was well aware of this. When they sent Lewis and Clark out, they had a translator with him that looked like us. They called him Big Ben Bay, Benjamin Banneker, the designer of Washington, D.C. The reason why Masonic symbols in the layout of DC because those are conjure sigils. In order to enforce the conjure doctrine, called the Constitutional Agreement. They needed to, because the elders put the curse on Philadelphia, which was the capital that was supposed to deal with these newcomers. And when they started lying and kept getting caught lying to us, deceiving us, and just using all kinds of deception to subjugate us, one of the tribal mothers put a curse on the matriarch's meeting house in Philadelphia. When the empress went and sat in that matriarch seat, while she was doing that, the curse was being recited in order for it to be reversed in another room by another elder, right? And she was channeling the conjure, reciting back what was being said when they put the curse in Philly. Now, Philly is going to start going back to its original brotherly love image, where they're looking out for each other, because that conjure, now they have us believing that Philadelphia means city of brotherly love, that Philadelphia, it's not what it means. It's the lover of the oracles. It's Philos Delphi. Philos is the intense love. Delphi was the oracle priestesses, right? So that's what it really means. But because they trying to usurp the patriarchy, they say that Philadelphia means brotherly love. Anything to, this is why we say it's a drag race. We chasing drag queens across the land. It's not saying nothing derogatory or malicious toward drag queens. Is to identify that all of these people seated as mayors, that's men, are masquerading as a town mother. They hold in the position, but they don't hold the right to the position. The meeting of mayors, when all of the mayors come together for the annual convention, it was called the meeting of. If you look up a Congress of Mayors, you will see what I'm talking about.
You broke up. So it was called the meeting of what?
Mayors. This the Congress of Mayors is a mayors.
Okay.
Everything we did was named after something related to the animals around us. The town mother is the mayor. She is the mother of the town. If she would have been supposed to have been the father.
Mayor's horse, yep. The female horse, the mayor. Okay, okay.
And the stallion is the male.
The male, okay.
Okay, so if it was a male seat, you wouldn't have a town mayor. You'd have a town stallion.
You have Megan the Stallion. Oh.
Leave Joshua Pete out this. Josh minding our own business. So we know that under the tribal people that was here, they all gave the final say to Big Mama, the tribal mother, the clan mother. Now, all of her seats being usurped by patriarchs, but they have to leave you a way to discover the fraud. They can't totally block you from figuring it out, but they can drop misleading information to lead you astray. Remember, the congressmen and senators didn't have a year-round job until the 1900s. At first, they would only meet a couple times a year. It's even in the Constitution that they shall meet this many times a year. Right? So now it's a 12-month-a-year job, 365 days a year. They're always legislating. Your number one red flag, you on mute, Dr. G.
Why don't they have term limits?
They ain't supposed to be there, first of all. That's why. That's the number one reason. If you somewhere you not supposed to be and you reaping benefits for it, you're gonna stay long as you can. The reason they don't have term limits is because the town mother didn't leave a position until she went with the ancestors into the ancestral realm. That's why they don't have term limits. All of the term limits was placed to check power, to make sure that one person don't have power for a prolonged period of time. Because they have to keep changing the people that's wielding the power on the surface so that it'll look like we participating in the governing of ourselves when we not. We don't have nothing to do with the government. But the government not gonna never tell us the truth unless we Supreme Court rulings. In the Supreme Court rulings, they have already told us that those treaties that did not sign, those clans that did not sign treaties was classified as belligerent or dependent nations. This is the Supreme Court ruling. It's already on the public record from the Supreme Court. Well, what do the tribes that don't have treaties that need these people gone? What do we need to do to get them off our land? All we have to do is what Elijah Muhammad said: accept your own and be yourself. When we start following what our ancestors used to do, then their system starts to deteriorate in our face. Right? Every time we make a move in the public, that move has a monumental impact on the destruction of this false system. Like after emperors left, they put the Senate bill in order to outban the Federal Reserve, right? Then when she got back, and then what happened on the heels of that, the chairman of the Fed stepped down. Klaus Schwab on World Economic Forum also announced he was stepping. All this happened because she went and took back that matriarch seat in Philadelphia. Her genetics is the same as the banking codes for the organic people's account. So everything she do benefiting the collective, it's unaware of it, where the biggest problem is for our people right now. We overthrowing the system in real time, and the system is falling according to the moves that she make. The more clan mothers that's doing the work of a clan mother, every elder woman not doing clan mother work, but all of them that's been doing the work have their work as their witness, not people. And from the work, when they start making, people think you got to have a whole political dialogue. No. The clan mothers who's doing the clan work only have to make pleasantries and greet each other and meet each other. So now you know where the clan mother from Louisiana, 5th Ward, New Orleans, we know where she at. We know where the one from Houston, from the 9th Ward, this is just rough examples. This is not like the real thing. I'm just giving examples. So once the resource is released, the whole banking system of the corporate legal fiction is done, right? And when that's done, she brings the wealth to the organic people of the land. In the way that the structure of government go, the local town mothers are to find out the resources most needed in the area and to give it back to the matriarchal council in order to allocate the resource required in order for them to build their community and to restructure their community so that there's more people involved in how the local community run. We don't participate in it for a reason. It's not our system. This is why they had, when they was barring us from elected office, when they was doing that so that we realize it's not our system. This system does nothing for us, but steal all of our wealth from the land. And they got mines everywhere. Coal mines, salt mines, gold mines, silver mines, iridium mines, copper, bauxite, aluminum. They all over the land. That's Big Mama stuff, and you steal it from Big Mama, and now you about to piss me off. Because if I run out of something, I can go to Big Mama and get anything she got. So when you steal from her, you're going to make me angry because all you had to do was ask, and she would have gave you whatever you needed, but she might not give you everything that you want. But she will make sure your needs is met. Hey, quick, Dr. G, before you go further, let's talk about the Delaware. The reason why she had to go to Delaware after the coronation first is because Delaware was the first state incorporated the legal fiction. Also, all of the corporations that's exploiting.
They don't want you to say this.
Right. So part of reclaiming what's ours is we have to put boots on the ground in key places. We don't got to go to every square inch of the land, but we have to go to key places. And by our presence being there, we move in with spirit in order to restore the matriarchal systems of the earth, the natural earth order. People believe because we talk about matriarchy, they think that it's patriarchy in reverse, which is not the case. Feminism, on the other hand, is the other side of patriarchy. And it doesn't benefit the women, and it don't benefit the children, and it sure as hell don't benefit the men. As a matter of fact, it's directly belligerent to the men in order to make the men fight the woman to stay in power. It's all psychological warfare being used. So now that we've been successfully saturated with the feminist dogma, we believe that when people talk about the matriarchy, that's what they make in reference to. The big difference in matriarchy and feminism is structure. The matriarchal structure is all of the women surround the children, all of the men surround the women. The children is in the inner circle because that's our promise for tomorrow for us to come back. The women are the caregivers and the guides to the children, and the men are the protectors of all of them. That's under matriarchy. Under feminism, the woman married the richest, most powerful man she can marry in order to have enough power to look better than the rest of her sisters. Total vanity, and it makes no sense. And it's counterproductive to humanity, showing that their humane self, right? And the irony of the whole feminist agenda is the founding feminists was drag queens.
Wow.
So you got men dressed up like women to tell the women how to be belligerent to the men, instead of telling them how to find the harmony with their counterpart in order to raise the best children for the best tomorrow. Because what we put into these babies is going to determine what the future look like. I don't care what they say. Absolutely. That's something that you cannot change. When these children become our age, this going to be their world. If we still here to see it, we on our way out, and we just happy that we was able to do a good job to get them the tools they need to create a better future than the past that we already went through. We're not victims. Stop letting people tell you you're a victim. The reparations carried on the stick. They can't pay you reparations if you get back what's rightfully yours. Because once you get back everything that's rightfully yours, they don't have anywhere to get a reparation from. Because we back for everything they owe. It just so happened they owe us everything. If we give Big Mama back her bank, we ain't gonna have to worry about who gonna have some money because we all rich. Big Mama believe in sharing wealth. And all her baby boys do too, like me. I will fight tooth and nail for you to get your shit, but I don't want your shit. I want my own shit. That's because I'm fighting for you tooth and nail for you to get yours. I'm waiting on mine because once I get all of y'all gonna take care of me till I get mine. I